students. I am Ms. Rania Heshmat, your social studies teacher. You are totally missed. Please don't forget to follow the rules to be safe and sound, so please stay indoors. Today we're going to continue our new lessons in the fourth quarter. We took Mesopotamia, the civilization of Iraq nowadays, and also we took ancient Egypt. Today we are going to take ancient China. This civilization, I'm going to divide it into two parts, part 1 and part 2. Why? We are going to take in part 1. What are we going to take in part 1? We hear about coronavirus every day, and this virus comes from China. That's why we are in a lockdown. So I decide to have a simple trip to this country. Nowadays, let's start. What do you know about China nowadays? Where is China? We took Egypt is in Africa, and we took that Mesopotamia is in Asia. So Asia is the first largest continent in the world, so it is the biggest one in the world. What is the capital of this country? What's the capital of China? Beijing is the capital of China. Beijing is the capital of China. What are the most important rivers? What are the most important rivers in China? We said before, if you want to have a civilization, we must have a source of fresh water. In Mesopotamia, we have two important rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. And in ancient Egypt, people settled down beside the Nile River. In China, we have two important rivers. Number one, the Huanghe River, and we have another name for it, which is the Yellow River. And the second one is the Yangtze River. Take care that the T is silent here. What about other landforms in China? What about other landforms in China? What are the four major landforms we took before? Remember with me, please, the landforms. We took mountains, plains, hills, and plateaus. So we took four types of landforms. In the north, there is the vast or the big Gobi Desert. So a very large part of China in the north, it's a desert. And what about the west? We have the Himalayas are in the west of China, and this is a very famous mountain range there. It's very important to mention something. It's the tallest mountain range in the world. Let's continue. What is the currency in China? Do you know what's the currency in Egypt? Currency means the money of the country. Do you know what's the currency in Egypt? Yes, it's the Egyptian pound. It's the Egyptian pound. What about the currency in China? It's the yuan is the currency in China. What about the population in China? In other words, where do most people live? Of course, China tops the list. That's because China has the largest population in the world with over 1.4 billion. Remember please that the million is with how many zeros? Yes, with 6 zeros. And the billion is with 12 zeros. It's very important to know this difference. Okay? What's meant by population? Population means the number of people inside the country. So China has the largest population in the world with over 1.4 billion. It's very important. The boy is asking, do you know more information about China? The girl is going to reply with different things. Let's start. Yes, the Great Wall of China is the largest man-made monument. The Great Wall is the biggest ancient structure ever built. It is in the northern part of China, and what was the purpose of the Great Wall, of building this monument? The Chinese people were afraid and they decided to build this important structure in order to protect them against any enemies. The Chinese people use chopsticks whilst eating. These are the chopsticks. They use these chopsticks instead of forks in order to eat. Rice is the main crop. Noodles are staple food in China. Now I want to tell you something very important. In the north, the Chinese people eat noodles, and in the south, the Chinese people eat rice. Of course, what's the official language in China? Chinese is the official language in China. It's very important. It's like Arabic is the official language in Egypt or any Arab country. What's the most important animal? Do you know the pandas? Yes, they eat something called bamboo, okay? And they are large animals with eye patches around their eyes. This is the Great Wall of China. It's one of the most important landmarks in the world. And this is the Chinese flag. That's for today, and goodbye.